Oh, Nia Long breaks her silence to People's Magazine. I wonder how much money they put down. Thank you very much for that. I want to tell everybody thank you for coming along, hitting the like button, subscribing to the page. And once again, it's on. You know, just when you thought it was over, it kicks right back off. Thanks for people that hit up my Cash App, Carcino. Um, want to say thanks a million because you guys, you guys keep it moving, and you've always been 100 with everything that was happened or transpired. So, I always want to give you guys your flowers for being real people. It's nothing but love and respect. Shouts out to Ed Kwame Brown Bust Life for getting it, kick it off and starting with the people. Now, let's move forward with what's actually happening. In the People's Magazine that I actually own, and this is the weird thing, I have never ordered People Magazine a day in my life, and they keep sending it to my house. And I'm trying to figure out where the bill is because I don't want to get a bill for a magazine that I don't want. But what comes in the mail, unbelievable. And she came out in disbelief, Nia Long did, with this whole Ime Udoka situation. And a lot of people were saying she created the situation and tried to bash her. And they went ahead to protect their organization. I remember when they got and brought Ime Udoka into the Boston Celtics, they said, and Nia Long. And Nia, they're part of the Celtic family. So they brought Nia Long in and used her as promotion for their games and everything. And there's Nia Long, the fiance of Ime Udoka. They used her celebrity to advertise during games. They would put the camera on her, everything. They used Nia Long. And she said the Boston Celtics didn't even reach out. Can you believe that? They didn't even reach out. Mm. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Knowing about the Boston Celtics history, and everything, but I'm shocked that no one from the organization has contacted Nia Long. Like, that's surprising to me. She said the most heartbreaking thing about it was seeing her son's face when the Boston Celtics organization decided to make a very private situation public. Wow. She is very upset with the Boston Celtics situation and about Udoka's suspension, the affair. She was more upset with the Boston Celtics than she was Ime Udoka. I mean, for real. Listen, she was sitting there going off. Yeah, it was with the Hollywood Reporter, but the People's Magazine had it. And they said that the Celtics still have not reached out to her privately, which happened back in September about the affair. And it was weird because she played in a movie, Fatal Affair, with Omar Epps, where she kind of messes around with Omar Epps, her ex-boyfriend, and it leads to a whole bunch of stuff going on with her own family when he wants to continue the relationship moving forward. And she was like, it's disappointing that the NBA organization has really turned a cold shoulder to me and my sons. If you're in the business of protecting women, I'm sorry, no one from the Celtics organization has even called to see if I'm okay, to see if my children are okay. And they got one son that was born about 10 years old. He's about 10 or 11, the son that they have. And then she's got another son that's about 21 years old from a previous relationship. And she said the heartbreaking thing about it was seeing her son's face when the Celtics made this decision public. She went and took her son out of school when it became public, and it was devastating. You know, all she's saying, it was devastating, and still is. And she said her son still got moments when it's not easy for him to navigate his family's private turmoil. So she was just not happy with the way the Boston Celtics handled that. And now her son is battling all this anxiety because he has to be taken out of school and don't know what's going on and why the Celtics are doing this to his father. He has no idea. He's only 11 years old, or about to be 11. So he really just don't get it. And because he don't get it, this is a difficult situation. It's like he's being forced to see this live as he went a whole month of seeing the news basically run his their father through the ground. And when you're 11 years old or 10, your father's your first hero that you know because you feel he could do anything. So Nia Long ended, she said, the outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this difficult time means so much to me. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I am a mother and will continue to focus on my children. Now, She didn't say she was sticking by Ime Udoka at all. Not this time. But beforehand, that would seem to be the case. Now, many of us don't seem to get it because we don't understand what the hell? Like, what in the hell is going on? Because none of it seems to make any sense anymore. All I know is that she's still in the house because she just moved there. She went to go finish the Best Man, the third and final chapter to the Best Man. And I think it's coming straight to Netflix or some streaming service. But she was gone filming a movie when all of this was breaking down. She had to come home to deal with a lot of this scenario. They were in the reshoot and the promotional run that's going on, and this is, what she's out here promoting is the movie. And now, this is marred with her fiance out here sleeping around. And this is why everyone wants these celebrity relationships. And it's like, if you want sex and love, do not get in a relationship because it ain't going to be there. Okay? If you just think married people just jump in the sack in relationships, they just jump in the sack every night, and you are out of your mind. You have to find and make time for stuff like that. Now, women want to go on these shows and feel like they have to be wooed over. Nia Long was sought after for years. She had her dating history. But they ran her name through the ground through social media when this news broke. But, and when I mean that, I mean black media, black men. And black men have to understand something here. Y'all don't understand is that I know you guys are victimized, but when you do the same thing back to other people, you justify what they do to you. You feel that black women don't protect you enough. It's because you don't protect black women. So that's why they feel they have to protect themselves. So you attack and hate when black women talk less or do. Instead of coming back to rip them to shreds, show them that they wrong. But instead, you drug this black woman, Nia Long, who just been cheated on. Y'all wanted to go through her whole past history of who she done dated in the past. Oh, Nia Long is slow with everybody. She probably was cheating on him too. Man, look at her. She out there. She wasn't giving him none. That's with him. Yeah, you know how they are when they get old. She older. So, she probably ain't just doing her thing and ain't trying to be attractive, and that's her fault. So it's Nia Long's fault that another man made a decision. A man makes a decision. It's a man's decision. He has to stand on it. He's a man. That's his decision. He made it. He got to live by it. So Ime Udoka didn't say that. Y'all trying to say that on the internet, and that's foul. Now, let's keep on the road of foul here. because I kind of like where we are. So let's stay with the foulness. The foulness of it is that people are still running with the notion that somebody owed him something, right? Like she owed Ime Udoka something. What did she owe him? She's a wife who got to balance two kids. There's roles she got to turn down because her child is in school, so she can't be gone that long. So there were certain movie roles that she had to turn down and couldn't do because of that fact alone. This is his first year as head coach. She makes more money than him. For the people that were saying, oh, she's a has-been and she's riding his fame. They had been together for years, and she was the top breadwinner. Oh, he made millions playing in the NBA. When he was out the league, and she's been with him all the years out of the league. She was making her money doing her shows and still working. Now she's supposed to just automatically forgive him, and everything is everything. Because y'all feel like, man, anybody can make a mistake. You don't know how many times he made this mistake. You don't know what the conversation was like in their household. You don't know any of it. But yet and still, you talk as if you do. So, we will handle this. I think Nia Long really needs to look at the Boston Celtics. I'm glad she put them on blast for what they did because she's disgusted with the way they handled the situation. In-house mean handle it in-house. You could tell the press at a later moment. I didn't feel a all-out press conference was warranted to try to humiliate and embarrass Ime Udoka and have him go through the entire humiliation with something that could have been handled in-house. When Tony Parker had an affair or some inappropriate sexting, when sexting was born, because the word didn't even exist until Tony Parker was messing around with Brent Barry's wife, who was his best friend. And Brent Barry's wife and Tony Parker are having very inappropriate text messages. And then that was forgiven. Then Tony was caught messing around with another woman, and Eva Longoria was not finna stand for it, as she ended up leaving Tony. None of this led to a suspension of Tony. All of this was kept in-house. Never got out, suffered through the press. There was no press conference to announce any of it whatsoever. Brent Barry was traded and was moved from the championship team because the team was not going to part with Tony Parker. That is it. Cut and dried. Now, with that being said, why did the Celtics need to do it like this? Why did they have to make it such a public spectacle? Because they wanted it to. Because they made it personal, like it was against one of them. How dare you do this to us? Not realizing that the woman who was involved in all of this, who y'all just ran through the mud because everybody in your staff knew who it was. They knew who the person was when it was floating around the office, but they let all the women of the Boston Celtics get accused when they didn't name who the person was. And everyone's taking their personal pictures and on the internet and running with stories that weren't true. Now they're upset because their name is out there. So the Celtics organization had to come out and blame Twitter during a press conference. But the girl's identity must be protected, even though she's the one cheating on her husband and 3 kids. But we're going to protect her because she's right. So, because of that, they get a protection. I guarantee she got a call from the Boston Celtics organization. It's like, well, she works for them. I bet she didn't. She would have got a call too. And the fact that she's best friends with Danny Ainge, who's not even with the organization anymore, but Danny Ainge's daughter and her were classmates and best friends. So we must care about her feelings, not Nia Long's. Needless to say, Ime Udoka won't be coaching there long. And if he does, it won't be with Nia Long. After they used her to market and promote the team and promote Ime Udoka being with the Celtics, and then in your press conference, you say she's part of the family, you announce her name in the press conference. So, we know what time it is. Hey, I'm up out of here. Don't forget to go to the Patreon and subscribe because it's going to get real tonight. We got new stuff coming out. You know, on the first, we always hit them in the head, kicking the month off right. So, The Killing of Michael Jackson, part 1, will be coming out. It's a lot of different things that people didn't know that played a part in all of the situation that played out the way it did. Um, Shouts out to everybody who supported the page. Welcome to HDTV. Uncle Frank. What has happened to Uncle Frank? I ain't seen him in a minute. Um, the Angela Stanton King Show, Sister T, Queen Regina. Um, who else out there? I think DMD came by, showed some love, or he gave us some love in the video. Gave us a shout out, so shout out to him. Seahawks, Jose Rodriguez. Scrub Zero, shouts out to you. Appreciate the love and support. Kwame Brown, Bus Life 2.0. And I'm out.